Another day, another way of ladies and fellows. More information about the case between Ripple and the SEC has come to light. This is not a good sign, but don't worry, we'll handle it one step at a time. Even so, crypto experts are still cool. They are sure that the price of the XRP Ripple coin will skyrocket to $5,000, 0 cents. That's pretty cool, right? Let's start right away. Nothing, Ben. There is now an unexpected new twist in the court case between Ripple Labs and this makes things even less clear for people who use XRP. But just when it looked like both sides were making ground, the judge in the case, Annalisa Torres, turned down a deal offer from both sides. This stopped the progress and made everyone remember the case is still going on. This month, it was said that Ripple and the SEC had reached a deal that would lower the fines you had to pay Ripple. With the new deal, they wanted to cut Ripple's fine from $125 million, 0 cents, to $50 million, 0 cents, along with the other $75 million, 0 cents that had to be returned. They asked that the order that blocks some of Ripple's business be lifted. Many people thought it was the best way to end a case that had been going on since 2020. But Judge Torres turned down the deal. This surprised many people who trade in XRP and follow the law. There are not only small issues with the way things are done, but also a deeper disagreement with the legal principles that govern changing final court rulings. It wasn't that the paperwork was wrong. A lot of lawyers said right away that Judge Torres' ruling was a strong one. Court rulings that are final are hard to change. Howard Fisher, who used to work as a lawyer for the SEC, said that the court is making it clear that any changes to final decision must follow strict legal rules. There was no following of these rules in this case. The court doesn't have to agree to deals unless they are completely legal and follow all the rules. Fans of XRP were even more scared by how quiet things got after that. As of May 15th, neither Ripple nor the SEC had sent in a new plan after the judge's vote. Nothing has been on the court's agenda in terms of motions or comments. It has been nothing but silence. And when something this important is at stake, it can be too loud to stand. A lot of stories have been going around on the web. Some people think Ripple is taking some time to think about how it handles the law again. There have been no clear changes, so people are left in the dark and guessing. Some people think the SEC might be changing its mind. In the short run, this means that the court's original rulings still stand. Ripple has to pay a fine of $125 million, 0 cents, for the second time, and some parts of its business are still. This is bad news for Ripple because it looks like their problems with the SEC are almost over, but this doesn't always mean the end of a deal. You can start over on both sides and try to fix the mistakes that led to the rejection. There will be more damage while that is being worked on. How long will it take? At first, it looked like this court case was only about how Ripple did business, but it's become much more than that. There will be a fight over how to regulate Bitcoin in the US. When Judge Torres said that XRP is not a security when it is sold on secondary markets like swaps, there was a major decision in this case. Many people thought that decision was good for Ripple and could be the start of a new era in how crypto is controlled. However, this new event shows that there are still many sharp turns to make before rules are clear. Stuart Algerati, Ripple's top lawyer, has stood firm all through the case. He wrote not long ago, "We've always said we'll fight for clarity. It's still the same for the whole crypto business, not just Ripple. They are even more important now that Ripple is making plans for its next court case. It's not just a delay that the court won't go along with the plan." That makes me remember how hard and important this fight really is. How U.S. officials treat crypto projects for years to come may depend on how this case ends. The crypto community, Ripple's owners, and everyone else in the case are all stuck until it's over. They are all waiting for the next step in one of the most important court cases in crypto history. Even so, professionals in crypto aren't going crazy. A lot of them see this legal issue as only a short-term holdup on the way to great things for XRP. More and more people think Ripple is ready for a big break. Even with all the trouble it's been in court, They even say that now is the best time to buy things because they are so cheap. People who have XRP or are thinking about getting it won't want to miss what's coming next. That's why important people in the XRP army are making people even more excited and reaffirming their belief that XRP is about to go through the roof. A simple but strong tweet from Jack the Rippler says it all. I do not want to sell XRP. That defiant stance says a lot. For many long-term buyers, it's not just about how the price changes, about believing that XRP will be used for a much bigger purpose. The next thing Jack did was even riskier. Are you ready for $240.00 for XRP? People who trade in stocks might think that number is crazy, but in crypto, crazy statements are real. They often show how people feel about things in general and what the long-term plans are. Many people believe that a big XRP bull run is about to happen and that it could cost anywhere from $5.00 to $270.00. Crypto leader XRP Army agreed with him. This spread might look big, but it really shows how risky and interesting XRP is. See, with all the news about courts for years, many people believe that career rules could finally bring in a lot of institutional capital that has been waiting. You can guess that either XRP can be used to send money across countries in the real world, or Ripple's partnerships with big banks keep getting stronger. The SEC case slowed things down, but Ripple's main goal was never stopped. And this is why things like XRP looks ready to go from a longtime fan of XRP 2020 sound more like well thought out views than hype. Having said that, not everyone is only seeing 10x. There are people who want to reach the stars. Steph wrote that one day you'll wake up and see $5,000.00 worth of XRP. Then there's XRP Dragon, who said with certainty the XRP will make you rich. I'm sure XRP will hit $10,000.00. Most likely not. These numbers won't come true anytime soon. Some people are sure XRP will go up in price. It's not a question of if it will happen, but when. Even though officials have put a lot of pressure on the price of XRP, it has stayed the same from a mechanical point of view. There is a shift in the market as Ripple slowly fights back against legal boundaries. Crypto markets move quickly when everything is in order, and Ripple's final court victory could be the most important thing to happen in the industry in years. The people in the area haven't given up yet. In fact, as they get past each legal hurdle, their faith grows stronger. Even though the courts have been quiet, they are still calm. They haven't given up because of the delays. How come that picture only shows a split second? Because a lot of people own XRP. Right now, this isn't about the price. It's about how tomorrow will be different. It's not getting much press, but this could make a huge difference. We're talking about how well Ripple works with other companies all over the world. Behind the scenes, Ripple has been making deals to work with banks, governments, and other big financial